Alrighty, we're back in action. Welcome back to I Think You Should Buy podcast. We're banking up some in person. So when I drive
Since
back,
you're leaving,
yeah, it's a touchy subject. But yeah, that way we'll have some in-person ones, and then we'll transition over to purchase Riverside, which is a pretty sweet software for editing, and then also like puts us in a room basically together from across. We'll be from across the world, but
yeah.
all the big hitters.
It's good to see you.
Dude, it's good to see you.
It's been too long.
This is probably the longest we've gone without seeing each other in quite some time, and I felt it.
Yeah, it's the distance. It's the heart monitor.
Yeah, it does. But dude, how was it? You were down in Cabo?
Yeah, I went to Cabo for the wedding. It was super fun. Went for a buddy's wedding, and first time leaving Vincent, so that was
the first time.
Yeah, for overnight.
Wow.
I think, yeah. The first time we left him overnight, because we've left him for a couple hours here and there. But
be honest. Obviously, you missed him, all that type of stuff. Was it nice to get a little?
It was nice, but I feel like the sleep wasn't. We didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Brie and I get up so early that like we looked back. We're like we did not take advantage of not having a baby. Like we were still getting up at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's just like we're just so dedicated to the grind. You know what I mean?
You were just grinding in Cabo.
Yeah, we were hitting the gym. No, but
hitting the pool bar. You were just so dedicated, getting your tequila shots at 7 a.m.
Yeah, it was. We were super nervous because he was sleeping. He's got his two front teeth on the bottom row.
Dude, I saw him like a week and a half ago.
I know he's growing like crazy.
That's changed. Little buck teeth or what?
They're almost
or you said bottom.
Yeah, they're on the bottom. They're getting close, but we were nervous to give him to the in-laws because we're like,
yeah, you could just be.
And I think he did all right. Maybe they were sugarcoating it, but
yeah,
it was good. It was good, and good to be back on U.S. soil.
Yeah, dude, we have some rich history together in Cabo.
We do. I know. I was talking to somebody, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna graduate from Cabo for like at least. I say that every time. Yeah. I'm gonna try to go 3 years.
Yeah,
because I think I'd gone at like once every like 2 years since.
Yeah, I haven't been that dedicated. We have been together multiple times, and it's always
3 times.
You and I
have been together.
It's always a bit of a marathon.
Yeah, a journey.
I feel like, I mean, obviously in college and stuff, partying, it's just part of the game. But since college, we're not huge partiers. So like the last time we went, it was just like, all right, like we just got to step up to the plate and perform the next 4 days, and then we both paid for it after.
Yeah,
I was in Marvin's room when we got back for like a week.
Yeah, you realize how quickly like you cannot. I'll say I cannot, and I'm assuming you too, like cannot drink like that for that many days in a row.
I can't, nor do I want to.
It's not even enjoyable.
I feel like neither of us really like drink much just on a daily basis. I'm not like a guy that like. And, more power to you if you are. But I'm just not like I've never been like, I want to hang out tonight, relax after work and have, a few beers or something like that. I'm like, I have no interest in drinking unless it's like a big social event. And then
you'll dabble.
For sure. But it's just getting fewer and fewer far between. I feel like the last few years, it's like either a wedding or a bachelor party.
I was going to say that those are the two most common where you're actually like drinking a ton, especially for, I guess wedding too, because it's weddings now isn't just like a wedding. You have like the day before, where you go and have the welcome party and drink, and then the day after is like the social.
Yeah, like yours was like a 3-day extravaganza.
I think everybody's as it feels like, and maybe and the same thing with obviously a bachelorette party is your.
Oh, bachelor party! You fit in the year's worth of drinking.
In 4 days. You see people you haven't seen in forever.
Yeah. What so electric that feeling, just like the first day,
the build
the
up,
first few hours, and everyone's getting back together.
I feel like the room, like if you step back and like listen, is just so loud because everyone's talking over each other. Yeah. Everyone hasn't seen each other in super long.
Dude, if you could bottle that emotion and sell it, you'd be a billionaire.
You're rich.
Yeah.
What's new? I mean, you're obviously leaving in a week.
Yeah,
week from today.
Just got sick of you. I mean, 3 months was nice, but I mean, it's. It's been enough. No, dude, it's honestly pretty sad. Like me and Jazz have the last couple of weeks, it was setting in. It's like, oh shoot, like we have one more weekend or 2 more weekends. It's like we got to really make the most of it. So, doing a little pickleball tourney this weekend at our condo, and don't want to talk too much about it, and the competitiveness might start coming out. So
that's true.
We'll just leave that for the courts. But yeah, excited about that. And then Jazz has got her bachelorette trip, speaking of, on the Thursday after. So less than a week from today, I'm going to be driving back up, dude. So she'll be gone. So I'm going to be packing everything up into the car, driving solo. Yeah, it's going to be, we kind of took it, like did 4 days on the way down here and really drug it out and made like a trip of it.
Yeah.
This is just, I'm going to get a coffee in the holster and just try and just go.
Are you going to do it in a day, right? You're going to probably split it up.
No, I think it's like 22 hours. So,
dude, Mark just did it in 23 hours straight.
Wow.
Yeah, they left at 3 a.m. and then got in at like 1 a.m. Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
I know. I asked him.
I'll sleep once. I'll do like
I would not want to do
a 12-hour, then a 10-hour something.
Yeah.
Maybe go to like Salt Lake, and then we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling.
Yeah, you've always wanted to check out BYU's campus.
Yeah,
so
lifelong BYU guy. I honestly love Salt Lake City. I went only once on my road trip down to Texas a few years ago. Salt Lake is sweet.
It's super pretty.
It's just like they just took a little city and put it like right on the edge of a mountain. Like you could literally like walk out of the city and the hikes and stuff, it looked like. So I'm actually, will be excited. Not that I'm going to be spending much time doing much, but I like road tripping, honestly. It's you realize how big the country is and how different the country is. Like I remember from Texas to Washington, like no joke, it was super sunny, did like desert type stuff, like the red rock, like looks like you're in a like tree western in Utah. And then there was snowstorm over the pass in like Northern California or like Southern Oregon. There was hail. Like I literally hit like
you got
everything you could have in like a 3-day span the last time I drove to Texas and back from Washington. So I'm pumped. I'm honestly kind of excited. So
yeah, what was your favorite? If you had, I won't make you choose one. What was your top 2 favorite things about living in Arizona the last 3 months?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say the people, because I kind of forgot. I didn't forget about you. Don't worry. But I forgot how many of like our friends are down here now. Like just from our childhood and stuff. It's you and Bree. There's Tanner and Megan, Cerny and Kensley, Landon and his girl. And I feel like I might even be missing 1 or 2 as well. But like that right there, that's 8 people. Yep. Devin and Peyton.
Yep.
That's 10 people right there that are like from Puyallup that live down here now. And so that's been pretty cool, just seeing people that weren't in the rotation up in Washington.
Yeah, you're not seeing all the time.
Because they're down here now. So that was sweet. Obviously the sun. But I would say the condo. Like we've just got that nice balcony that overlooks like the pool. And so just doing my morning routines out there every day and going and taking a dip after a run and stuff like that. It's just a nice lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm biased because I live here, but it's hard to beat.
Yeah, dude. I'll definitely miss it. But yeah, I will say the last couple of weeks, like I walked outside this morning and it was like 6:30 out on the balcony. And it was just like it was already in the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
It was just,
It's 100. It was 108 yesterday.
Yeah,
100. I think it was 110 at one point.
And somewhere. We felt it, dude. We went for date night yesterday. We went to the aquarium, which was actually sick. It was super fun. But like just from our car to the doors, it was like a 2-minute walk, and we were like,
"You're both
shit.
hitting."
We both start like picking up the pace. We're like, "We gotta get inside."
You start doing a light jogging, which then you're just sweating more. It's bad. Like you don't really realize it until it comes, and it comes super quick, and then it's unbearable.
It's wild. I was like talking to Jasmine while we were walking in. I was like, I feel like this is like almost like a hazard. Like if you have like kids and stuff like playing outside, like you would need to be checking on them because I feel like it's like almost dangerous a little
bit. Drinking enough water, making sure they're taking breaks. Yeah, it's bad. I mean, it's hard to even like play outside. I'm assuming as a kid, right?
Yeah, but it's similar to Washington. It's like you get that for 3 months out of the year or whatever, where it's like a little too hot, where you're just going to be inside. And in Washington, that's the winters. It's just dark and rainy.
Well, that's not to go off on a tangent, but that to me is why I chose Arizona, because I would rather have 3 months inside and the rest outside than in Washington. It's 3 months outside and then the remainder is inside. And I would rather be outside than inside. So I was like, well, I'll take 3 months. And then you're inside, you're half AC and watching movies or doing whatever your hobbies are. But
Yeah, totally. There's pros and cons to both for sure. And yeah, I mean, that's why so many people come down here is the sunny weather and the lifestyle. So, but yeah. And then another thing too, when you were gone, my sisters came to visit. So that was super fun. We I didn't really know. I was like, just kind of left it up to them. I was like, whatever you guys want to do. We went to an escape room the first day that they were here. Have you ever done an escape room?
I've never done one. I see them all the time, but I've never actually gone in.
Yeah, I'd only done one before, and it was like 5 months ago. So at the start of the year,
it was this year too.
I had never done one, and then now I've done 4 because we went to one the first day they were here, and then they're like, if you sign up right now, you get 20% off on your next one, and they're like, come on, can we do it? And we're like, sure. Go back the second day, do a different room.
To the same spot?
Same thing. Yeah, because each place has like 3 or 4 different like themed rooms.
Yeah.
And so we did like the Harry Potter one the first night. And then then they're like 20% off. So then we did like a jail one where you're like trying to escape prison the second night.
Dude, they sound like kind of creepy to me. It's like schemes.
They are. But dude, they're fun. I
sure
definitely was like, okay, I could see how people got addicted. But then we did it a third day.
You're like, I'm tapped out.
3 in a row. They were trying like, we've got to do the 4th room too. And I was like, no. I was that's where I draw the line. But dude, they're fun. And I could definitely see how people get addicted.
What I was going to ask him, and I can't remember.
Dude, we should rip one. We only got like 5 days
I feel like people that have, like that get claustrophobic would struggle doing that.
It's not like, I mean, they're pretty big rooms.
And you're just like trying to find clues around the room to get out, like a key? Yeah. Is that it? There's just a key, or they just give you hints on it?
There'll be like 20 things to get out of the room. So you got to like find a key that unlocks a box that then gives you like a riddle, and you have to solve the riddle, and then it'll tell you like, oh, that.
So what if like you're in there for an hour? Can you just be like, yo, we're done?
So no, there's a timer. So there's a timer on the wall ticking down the whole time. And so if you don't get out, then it goes like, the alarm goes off.
The owner's like, sorry, you signed up for it. You're like, no, I'm hungry. Like, get me out of here.
Dude, they do get stressful though. Like 2 of the days, like we're kind of like bickering, like yelling at each other.
Getting pissed, like we're never going to get out.
And dude, they're fun though. Like one of the days, like it was the prison one, you all start handcuffed to like a prison cell to where like I like legitimately like had like there was like a stick that you had to find under a bed frame, and then you reach through the grate to like get like a key off a wall. You unlock a person.
It's hardcore.
It's cool. They are cool.
Is there one close by?
Dude, there's like 20 close by.
So is that assuming that's where you went?
We went to one. Yeah, I mean it was maybe like South Scottsdale.
It's not like Sprouts walking distance.
No, but dude, it's cool.
And it sounds fun. I'm bummed I wasn't able to see him. Sorry, Carly and Kendall, that Kyle just gatekeeps you from.
Well, dude, not my fault. You had to go down to.
I was here when they were here. You're just using
for
that
one
as
day.
Excuse. No.
Yeah.
This is the weekend before.
No.
Yeah, I know it's hitting you right now, but we went to Black Rock on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were here that entire weekend.
Oh.
Like I said, sorry guys. I wish I could have seen you, but
that's honestly.
On another note, what was the best meal you've had this week?
That's a good question.
Gabagool?
Some gabagool? Dude, I don't know. We went to a Euro place last night, some Greek, which was pretty money.
What'd you get, a falafel?
No, I got a Euro. That's a Chipotle Euro, which was pretty fire.
Chipotle Euro.
But dude, I will say better than that. I made some steaks on. Okay, no.
It's coming back.
The weekend, we went to Chris and Allie's place down here. Chris and Ryan, who's on my team as well.
I already heard about this, but yeah, keep going.
Dude, you didn't hear about this though. They went to some butcher.
Yeah, I got like $200 steaks.
I mean, I don't know how much they were.
No, I do. I looked.
Oh, did Jasmine tell you? Oh. Dude, I have no idea what. I don't even remember what kind of meat it was or whatever. But dude, it was like legit some of the best. Like Jasmine was like, that was the best steak I've ever had. Like it was.
Did they marinate it, season it, like
I
anything
have no
special?
Idea
or you just got
no idea what they did.
You have a couple drinks before?
I maybe had like a beer or two that day.
I was gonna say that'll just heighten your senses too.
But dude, no, I was sober, and dude, I'm like no joke, they were
legit, good. Yeah, you should find out because I'll try them.
Yeah, I will. And then after that, I was like, I gotta eat more steaks. So I went, bought a few steaks, cooked them up, and then just like chopped them one way and then the other way. So they're like just steak bites now. And I've just been meal prepping that all week with like just doing like steak, blueberries, and like rice or what. I've been switching it up every day. And like this morning, I had my eggs with just steak and eggs. Like, dude, I'm like, why am I not eating steak like on a daily?
You should. You really should. I mean, I've been doing that since I was like 6.
Yeah. But no, I'm definitely going to start ripping that in the meal preps more now. But what about you? I mean, I'm sure you had some fire food in Cabo.
Yeah, I asked just so you could ask me back. But I found this Instagram. You know, like I feel like Bree and I get half of our meals for the week from
100%.
Did I say Reels or did I say we get half of the meals we make from Reels? That's why I was confused. But I made these sweet potato sliders. I don't know if you
talk to me,
dude. You get a sweet potato and then cut it up so that the sweet potatoes are the buns instead of having buns. And then I made like sliders on a cast iron skillet. But do you ever like the whole point of those is to make it like a healthy alternative instead of having like the bun?
Yeah, but then you put like cheese and
dude, no. And then we made tater tots as a side, and we didn't even eat them because they were freezer burnt. But that was the meal of the week. It was so good.
Yeah,
and like we each had like 4, and it was filling too. It was good.
Dude, you had me at sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are like my favorite food in the freaking world.
Yeah, the only thing we messed up on is we do the pickup, the grocery store pickup instead of going in, and the sweet potatoes weren't that big, so I need to go in and get like bigger ones so the slices are big because some of the sliders were like that small.
Yeah. So you're just like, how are you cooking the buns then?
You mean the sweet potatoes?
Yeah, but you're using those as buns.
Yeah, you just put them in the oven for like 20, 25 minutes.
So you're cooking them pretty normally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great. I was scared it was gonna be like too hard still. Like, you know, when you don't cook it all the way through and it's crunchy and tastes like.
Yeah. Dude, I love sweet potato, like the Thanksgiving kind where they'll sometimes put like a little like brown sugar, sometimes a marshmallow on top. Like that is more of a dessert as fire. Like sweet potato fries. I just put them super easy. I just stab them with forks a million times, put like 6 in the oven, and then make a couple pounds of bison, and I'll eat that for the whole week.
Dude, so good.
It's elite.
Do you have an air fryer?
Not down here, but I live off the air fryer.
Yeah, you just throw them in there, and it takes like 10 minutes, and they're money.
I've actually never done that.
Like the crispier, the better.
Too. Yeah, I've never cooked them in the air fryer.
I don't like anything that's like too mushy.
Yeah.
Like that's why I can't do creamy peanut butter on a peanut butter and jelly.
What?
Yeah, it's because the center's
I'm a creamy guy.
Yeah, the center's way too.
If you put too much, then it's like hard to chew. Like,
yeah, it's just like to me. That's why I'm like, this might be a hot take. I'm like a crust guy way over the center. Yeah, dude, the corners are the best part.
Dude, I'm finding so much.
I want to see like comment and give us. Are you a center or crust? Because I need it's dude, the center of the bread. If you're eating like Wonder Bread.
Yeah, but who eats Wonder Bread? What are we?
Well, what are you using? Like wheat? There goes 3 followers.
What are we? Like 6 years old eating Wonder Bread?
Yeah, I mean that's the last time when I had it probably, but that's what I think of is the center.
First of all, yes, comment because I guarantee we're gonna get it.
I said it's a hot take. I'm sure more people.
I'm learning so much about you through this podcast, and
that's why we're doing it.
It's honestly, I don't know how I feel about some of the stuff you're saying, but.
Dude, crunchy peanut butter is miles better.
I like crunchy peanut butter too. I'm just a peanut butter fanatic. But,
me too. Except I don't like peanut butter cookies. That's like the one thing that I'm not like a huge.
I kind of can get behind you on that.
Yeah,
actually.
It's just like not. If I'm gonna have a cookie,
for once a hot take that I'll agree with.
You can agree with, yeah.
Dude. Before we forget though, your house growing up, you had the paper plates. And then the paper plate holders that you'd put in.
The plastic.
And then we would we'd make like triple to like quadruple decker PB&Js, put them in the microwave.
Dude, melted peanut butter is...
I will never forget that.
I'm glad you didn't forget that because that is a good memory.
Dude, that is a good memory. And then we'd go play dunk hoops or wiffle ball in the backyard.
I know. Bree was asking me because we were talking about sleepovers and she's like, it was always my house. Like I had people to my house. And I was like, I always liked going to other people's houses to get out of mine.
Yeah,
I was like, the only time people came over is if we were playing basketball or wiffle ball. That was
which, in fairness, was a lot.
Yeah, or playing like.
But dude,
2K.
I mean, Logan's house was another hot spot. Dude, Trevor Whitney's house. The pickleball setup back there was elite, dude.
I don't know if it was as good as mine, but it was good for sure.
I don't know, dude. That's a tough battle.
We could go back and forth. It didn't have the aura.
We could go back and forth for the whole episode about that.
Yeah, that could be the episode title.
Regardless, 2 just elite, top tier level backyards.
Yeah, well, I think coming in at number one is Smokey's house by far.
I mean, he had a rocket ship in his, like a 2.5-story rocket ship.
That and Ronald McDonald, and then a trampoline. Yeah. I mean, go-karts.
And the basketball out front, and just the location. It was like we could walk 7 minutes to my house. We could walk a few minutes up to Trevor's, to all the people in Woodbridge. Like, the location was so money too.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how, at least maybe it is like that here, but I feel like nobody that, because how old were you? Like 10
when we started?
12?
Yeah.
We rode our bikes everywhere. I don't think that's, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that doesn't happen at all anymore.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. You'd be surprised because I like where I run around here is like all through like neighborhoods. I see a lot of kids on bikes and scooters.
E-bikes.
A lot of them though are the electric versions, which
when I'm like, there's no argument there either because there's no hills in Arizona, so you don't need it either.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, I'm like, you're just lazy.
Dude, they're dangerous too. Like, I feel like we're sounding just like too old.
You can go up to like 30 miles an hour.
Dude, I see those kids just whipping on
those which things. On a bike would feel incredibly fast.
Yeah, and just falling on 100-degree pavement or something like that. Like, or falling in general, obviously, but like those things get whipping, and those kids are like not wearing helmets and going around like crazy. I'm like, those are dangerous.
Yeah, I know, it's wild. Yeah, there is a lot of kids in our neighborhood, and that's like one spot where it's a little hilly.
Yeah,
but I remember taking bikes. Like Jake Weller and I rode our bikes from,
shout out Jay Welly.
Yeah, from up South Hill, downtown Puyallup to like Fred Meyer.
Yeah.
Which is probably 8 miles.
Yeah.
And then I remember like looking back, I'm like, and then we'd bike all the way back up, which is all straight uphill.
Yeah.
For dinner.
You just have endless energy.
Yeah, basically. It's crazy. I don't get it.
Well, and we would, after school, we'd go to somebody's house, which at that point is like 2:30.
Yeah.
And then we would just play a sport until like we would get calls like, why aren't you home? Yeah, at like 9 or whatever. Like, and then we would just do that again and again and again. And we were all playing sports like legitimately as well.
Yeah, that's why I just got so frustrated with Washington weather, because the worst thing ever would be like meeting or seeing friends in 4th or 5th period, being like, yo, where are we gonna let's do this after. Yeah. And then like it gets to the end of the day and it's pouring down rain. It's like, all right, well, never mind.
Dude, it makes me think about like how just good of shape that we were in back then, like cardio wise, dude. Like during the winters, because I played like basically year round like soccer. It wasn't quite, but like a good portion of the year. You wake up early, it's dark out, go to school, have like a 2 to 3 hour wrestling practice, and then I would jog from wrestling practice to Spark Stadium for my club soccer practice for like 2 more hours. By that time, it's dark again. You go home, eat really quick, do any homework you have, then just do that again.
Yeah, and just cycle through.
Like, I couldn't imagine just doing that 5-6 days a week right now. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, you match that too with you're eating like, I was like crushing like 2 Pop-Tarts, 7 Sunny D's. Like the averages were insane.
Yeah, dude. Like
you're consuming like 7,000 calories a day.
The school lunches were just like pretzel and cheese, and chicken.
It's crazy,
dude. We would take chicken nuggets and dunk them in nacho cheese. Like, dude, it was.
I'd still do that today if it was presented to me. I would crush it.
I would too, honestly. No shame whatsoever. But
what I was gonna ask you, like on a business side, what's new this week with work? We talked about. Last week, you got 3 under contract in 3 different states. Are they all closed? Are they halfway there?
We're all about halfway there. 2 of them will actually close on Monday. One of them was a jumbo and like a 10-day, like really quick turnaround.
What's a jumbo loan?
Basically, for people that don't know, jumbo loans are just anything over a conforming loan, essentially, which depending on which state you're in and county will depend. I would say most states are in the $700,000 range, so any loans bigger than that go jumbo. And they're just a little bit, got to be a little bit more qualified. They typically have to have better credit,
money down,
more money down,
typically
less debt to income usually. So
true.
You've got to be in a better financial standpoint. Just essentially, it's in the name, a jumbo loan, a big loan. Just been back to the grind, which I know you can speak on too. So just been back to like really prospecting, getting my pre-approved buyers like, hey, like let's game plan to, get a contract. And so that's what I was doing, as you saw right before here. I think sending some estimates. So I think we'll hopefully get another contract here soon, a really good deal on a condo for a client in Washington. And it's been sitting too, so I think we're going to get a big chunk from the seller to cover their closing
Get
costs
some concessions
and get a big rate buy down for them paid for by the seller. So
permanent.
Yeah, permanent. So I think that'll be a really good deal. What about you though, dude? What's cooking?
I had a couple close. I had
Let's
six closings in May, and the thing that I thought was worth sharing is like I just got reminded of how much stuff goes on from the day you get an offer accepted to closing. There was a couple of clients that I dealt with that got super stressed out and were like, one of them got to the point where they're like, hey, I might just take the hit on the earnest money and just walk away, which is just earnest money is people that don't know is you put money up front when you go under contract. So when you submit an offer, and that's another way of saying like I say, putting your money where your mouth is. Yeah. You're showing the seller you're serious about buying the house. So, you could put down anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, depending on what the sales price is. Yeah, whatever.
I explain it too for people. It's like if you're gonna like book a tee time for you and 10 buddies, the golf course isn't gonna say like, yeah, sure, we'll take your word for it. They're gonna be like, all right, well, give us 10% down or whatever to hold the spot. And if you want to cancel it, you can usually get the money back, or it's the same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I just got reminded. I think what I learned over the 5 years now that I've been in the mortgage industry is you just like when I talk with real estate agents, it always cracks me up when I talk to an agent and they talk about loan officers and they don't complain, but they laugh too at the fact when a loan officer's like, you know what, I call you and I'm always ready if you need to give me a phone call. It's like that's the bare like minimum standard of that's your job.
Yeah. Oh, you answer the phone. Cool.
Yeah. So you just learn that you wear so many different hats and you have to be there to explain every single thing, especially with first time home buyers.
Oh yeah.
So it's just so important to have systems and processes in place so you don't have to feel like you're constantly running around and
on the hamster wheel.
Yeah, you have it already done so that buyer that's going through the process knows exactly what's coming next, and you have those initial calls with them to set it up. So it's good. It sounds like we're both staying busy and obviously hoping for some rates to drop here within the next couple months. But
it really helped out today.
With, we're not getting anything.
Big move in the wrong direction, but and off some jobs numbers that are always
skewed. So
we'll see. But you started something there that I think like we should finish. Like you had a buyer that was like, hey, I'm over it. I don't even care about the earnest money. What happened with that one?
Yeah, she closed. And
so I guess how did you get her from that mindset where she's like, I'm just done with it, to getting her back on track, remembering the goal of home ownership and like getting her to the closing table?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say the reality is, I think the first thing as a loan officer, at least, is agreeing and reassuring them like you're not the first person this has happened to.
Yeah, it's a stressful situation.
Yeah, with everything, especially when you're buying a house, I think a lot of first-time home buyers forget like you're borrowing hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And so as a company, no matter what the lender you choose with, whether it's you, me, Johnny at ABC Mortgage, they have to make sure they know everything about you, because again, would you go lend somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars and not do a background check? And so, and there's one-off stuff that comes up all the time where we're asking for something specific. And I think, again, as a first-time home buyer, like, why do you need this?
Yeah.
So just reiterating and saying like, hey, look, like, when I bought my house, this happened to me, or it gets stressful because you're getting thrown around in so many different places. Like you need to have an inspection and have an appraisal, and then we need to send documents, and then you need to make sure you have the money in your bank account. There's a lot of moving parts. So just in that situation, it was a matter of like, hey, look, we're gonna get to the finish line. Bear with me and just trust me in what I'm telling you to do, and then it results in them getting into their first home. And again, I don't blame anyone for it because it's stressful, and our job is to make it as less stressful as
least stressful as possible, essentially. Yeah. And I mean, even for us that do it for daily, like for our jobs, like it was still stressful every time we buy a house. It's always going to be stressful. You're throwing around big chunks of money, making your biggest purchases ever. But that's such a good point too. And it's so important to let people know that, like, they're like, I feel like you're like picking on them sometimes. Yeah. Like, why do you need this and that? It's like, okay, well, put yourself in our shoes. Like, if I were to ask you for, $500,000 would you just say like, okay, here you go, or would you want to make?
Would you want some
Would
more
you need
info?
my pay stubs and make sure that like to see all my debts and stuff? So just at its bare like at its core, like that's what it is. So I think that's a really just good, easy way to put it. I think there's a lot to that, but
yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about communication, especially with a lot of jobs. And so the reality is you just have to make sure that you can adapt to each person's personality and communicate effectively so that they understand.
Everybody's so different too. It's
which
got to kind of be a chameleon a little bit.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it's all part of the fun.
Yeah.
That's why we chose to do what we're doing.
100%. Well, shall we get into our?
I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling up mine right now. That way we can jump in. I'll let you lead the charge.
Well, I'm just going to keep going on kind of on the theme that we were just talking about, which is my sell of the week is picky underwriters. For people
that's just a fave.
For people that don't know, like we're not the ones that are like, I mean, we look through everything to a certain extent, but we're gathering all this stuff and presenting it to underwriters, which are essentially, at the end of the day, they stamp the approval or deny on the loan.
Yeah, they say yes or no
due to lending guidelines. So, but some of them sometimes can be pickier than others, and they'll really nitpick. Like they'll get a bank statement and they're like, "What's this charge right here? Like, is this a new debt?" And it's like, no, like they just went and whatever they did, bought a TV or whatever it might have been. Or I'm just making stuff up, but sometimes you get an underwriter on a bad day,
dude,
or an appraiser sometimes too, which we won't get too deep into. We're probably losing people here. They're like, yeah, okay, cool. But that's my sell of the week. Is just sometimes it feels like you get them on a bad day and they're a little bit overly picky for no reason.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a comparable person in somebody else's job where you could relate it, but it's kind of a one-off, right?
It is. But, so yeah, I won't harp on it too long, but
no,
sometimes that happens.
I feel that on a personal level.
It's a little like, all right, come on. But
yeah, because you do all this work, especially when the market is slower than it was typically. So you're fighting for every deal, and you're like, all right, I got it in, I did everything. Here you go. Let's give me the stamp, and they're like,
and then they're like,
yeah, we need this.
We need 10
more
things. Yeah,
for sure. My sell is going to Cabo and just being in an airport is people that chew with their mouth open. Or just extremely loud.
You don't like that?
Yeah, we got stuck on the airport behind this dude who was just like, I don't even know what he ordered, but I'm like, I had headphones on and I could hear him. I'm like, there's gotta be. He was sitting. I don't think he was sitting in front. He was sitting to the side of us, and I'm like, that. I don't know. That sound just irks me, and that's not. I don't think that's a hot take. I feel like most people would agree, but I was just like, dude, make it stop. You're stuck on a plane for. I think that was a 2-hour flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal, and you're not gonna. It's not something that's bad enough to where you're like, hey, can you cut that out? Like, close your mouth. Yeah, man, that's like
kind of awkward.
Yeah, what do you do in that scenario? You just have to take it,
with it,
or just turn your volume up on your phone.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a big pet peeve. We've been good on the peeves lately.
Well, I think it's just stuff that comes up naturally throughout the week, and you're like, oh, that annoys the crap out of me.
Cool. I'm gonna keep going with the theme from earlier today that we talked about. My buys road trips, which could kind of be a hot take. I know some people, I mean, they can get a little monotonous and boring sometimes too. But like I said, like just so like, there's no better way to like see an area, or like the U.S. is so freaking big. It's just a cool way to see stuff that you normally wouldn't. So yeah, it's my buy of the week is a road trip.
Well, that's perfect segue because you're leaving, so you'll be able to hit it again.
Way to bring it up again, dude.
I know. I'm sorry, dude. Mine is Pete Weber. You know who that is?
The bowler?
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? I am.
I'm so happy you got that.
Come on.
Yeah, he's just electric. I keep getting reels of him on my Instagram, and absolute go. He's the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Obviously.
Because I know a lot of bowlers.
Yeah, you follow bowling.
The Rolodex, a ton. And so he's just like, I was listening to an interview of him because that clip, the "Who do you think you are? I am." He was doing that to like a 10-year-old, which I didn't realize.
Yeah.
It was a 10-year-old kid chirping him in the audience. And so when he hit that strike, or I think it was for, it was a strike because they say strike to claim it, and then he hits it.
The thing about Weber, dude, he doesn't discriminate. He doesn't.
You don't get a pass if you're 10. He doesn't care if you're 60, 35, 10 years old. You're gonna get tripped if you're gonna come for the goat. So he's a lad, and I'm sure he's probably tuning in. So I figured I'd give him a quick shout out. Shout out, Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's my buy. I don't think people are talking enough about him. He didn't. I feel like when he was in his prime, he wasn't getting like any coverage. Yeah. And now that he's like, you see it all the time when the legends are when they hang it up. That's when everyone starts giving him their credit. Dude, so that's my buy is Pete.
All right, dude. It's another hot episode. We did it,
and we didn't say we're back.
I know. Well, we are back, but
we are back.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in. See ya.